We're here looking at this amazing cake. This is the 80th birthday cake of Dr. Jim Omps, who's sitting here with me.
It was
Welcome, Jim.
created by his daughter.
By his daughter, Michelle. And this cake is a real cake. It's edible. And as you notice, there's a keyboard. There's 80. There's a pot with the 8 o'clock. And around the corner here, we have what looks like a book. It says IUE, entreprenology, and the shield. So let's start with the whole essence of this, Jim. What is the meaning of it for you?
Well, entreprenology is the study of the highest level of entrepreneurship that exists. If you think about an entrepreneur, people, well, starting a small business, that's wonderful. But that's not what entreprenology is about. Entreprenology is looking at the entrepreneurs that transcend to the next level in terms of growth and influence. And the two of the most obvious examples would be Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. Between them, they certainly created the initial move forward into the information age. You can't doubt that. So, they are entreprenologists. Take Michael Dell. Michael Dell created a better computer, but he didn't invent the computer. He innovated, and innovation it's not the same as creation. But is Michael Dell an entrepreneurologist? Sure. He saw opportunities. And it's not only seeing the opportunities, because opportunities often, I forget who it was that said, opportunities come disguised as hard work. So if you look at it that way, the innovators are also can very much be an entreprenologist. So entreprenology then is the study of the highest level of entrepreneur.
That's fantastic. So explain to everybody seeing this amazing cake why it happens to be, looks like a book at one side, but then becomes a piano and music for you as a musician. How does it connect together?
Well, again, I've always been passionate about music, and the thing about the piano is, and I know my daughter knows the story, and I'm sure that's why the piano is part of this. When I was 4 years old, my father was going to college and he had to take a music course. To take the music course, he thought he should probably have a piano, since he and his father were in the retail furniture business. It was easy for him, even though it was literally across the country. It was easy for him to get a very good buy on a piano. And he got a Lester, it was called a club spinet, because it wasn't a full 88 keys. Maybe they were also the lead creators in finding something that's not that's different from the original. But in any event, at the age of 4, I saw a piano and I intrinsically knew how the piano worked. So, taking that into consideration, I have been playing the piano since I was roughly 4 years old. I played by ear for the rest of my life, even though my mother spent quite a bit of money on piano lessons. It was the piano teachers that realized I was not reading music. I was watching what they did, and then I emulated what their hands did. So it's the piano is indicative of the passion I've always had for music. So we've got the book on entreprenology combined with the piano. that is so much a part of my ongoing life. And my daughter took the clock that's on the jug on the piano. It says 8 o'clock. Well, that's indicative of the fact that my birthday is on February 8. And then if you look at the music sheets, in gold she has put, interestingly, it was something it took us a while to look at before we finally saw what she'd put there, and it's 80. And this is, or we just celebrated my 80th birthday. So there you have the story of the piano. The lyrics to the song that I say is indicative of me personally. Right in here, those are the lyrics to the Eagles song Desperado. And on the top of the piano is the beginning of the story of my life. And that is what the book is supposed to be about. It's the story of my life. I think if anybody had an issue with insomnia, that reading the book, if it actually existed, would put you to sleep. So look at it that way. Beyond that, I've been drawing breath for 80 years, and now a couple of days beyond that, and I'm blessed to have been here on this earth for the length of time I have been. I didn't think I would be. As a matter of fact, the young woman holding the camera that's taking down all of the pearls of wisdom that drip from my lips, that's my wife, Pauline. And when we got married, I told her I could only guarantee her 3, maybe 5 years tops. And when I made it this far, she said, without any hint of remorse, "You lied to me." So here I am, well beyond the time that I told her I would be here. I'm still giving her a hard time and making her life a little more miserable than it has to be.
Now, actually, to all those viewing this is not true. But I want to congratulate Jim and this amazing 80 years. I mean, it is amazing. And also to this amazing cake, which those of you seeing it for the first time probably can't believe it's a cake.
This is all edible. This is the cake.
Yeah.
And this is also edible. It's made of sugar. These little sheets, they're all edible. It's rice paper. She never makes a cake that isn't completely edible, except for the base this one sits on.
Yes.
They had to build that. But she even added such a tremendous amount of creativity to that. She had the base made so that it would fit the piano she had in her mind. And the legs on the piano, she bought those at a craft store. They're actually, she said, if you turn them up the other way, they were candlesticks. And she saw those and thought, well, those would make lovely legs for a grand piano. So
it is truly amazing. And I'm very privileged to be here with Jim and to be able to share this message with all of you. And yes, it is a cake.
Hard to believe, but
it's hard to believe.
Is.
And so we also want to thank Michelle for this amazing creation. And thank you, Jim, for sharing your story with us.
Well, sure.